Hello, everyone. How are you doing? How is my audio? Notice today you're getting a little bit of a video feed of me because I wanted to make it a little personal. I often come here, you don't know what I look like, who I am, what I'm doing. So I wanted to kind of change it up today. See this background? It's the formula that we use in Trade Ideas to come up with some of the signals that you are seeing. All right. Okay, everyone. So it's the top of the hour, and today I'm doing it a little bit differently. As you can see, I am showing you my face. I'm in my office. This is where I do a lot of the work. That's right. Just think. That's right. um, we have a lot of fun at Trade Ideas building the most amazing software. I'm going to show you some things today. Is anyone else seeing that sound issue? How about now? Did the sound come on? Did it come back? Hello, hello, hello. Should have. Okay, yeah. Thank goodness. Sorry, guys. Don't know what the heck happened there. I know, right? You would think. You would think. All right. So let's jump into it. I always like to start by giving everybody a little bit of an update. Number one, of why is it that you're listening to me? In my opinion, I share with you some of the positions that I'm in so that you can see what I'm doing. Net trade, great, thank you. Love everybody being here, really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. But let's walk you through some performance. I never claimed to be the best trader in the world, but I do very well. And let's start with 2 years, up 280%. I feel like that's pretty good. Okay. In terms of just what you can do. In 1 year, 43, year to date, 8, 6 months, 38, 3 months, -9. I'll explain why. And 1 month, 73. So remember, we're in January. So 3 months it's kind of a random time frame. And I'm going to move this away now that you've seen it. Oh, hold on. Now I do want to show a couple more things. Let me bring up this right here. This should explain a lot. So if you look at NBIS in November, December, January, it's 3 months. At one point, NBIS was right here at 134, and it's gone as low as 79. It's pulled back. It's making its way back, but that 3 month time frame that you saw over here, I just want to make sure you understand. The top is clocked in right here. Okay. And we're talking about approximately 40 points on a position that I have 17,000 shares in. So, I mean, it's almost like $1 million. So that's why you're seeing the numbers you're seeing. And I want to make sure that you guys all understand that it's important for me to disclose this. There's lots of people out there that are the gurus. And my full disclosure is I'm 55 years old. I've been doing this since I was in my mid-20s. I've learned a lot, made a ton of mistakes, and a lot of the software that you see at Trade Ideas is built upon the mistakes that not only myself, but my other friends. I work with a lot of my friends at Trade Ideas. You talk to them if you're in support, and it's a very close-knit group of guys who all share this experience of being in the game, not only making technology, but it's like we are in a business that we are good at doing and have been doing it for a long time. And what we want you to do is to be able to learn from our mistakes. So that's really a lot of the genesis of Trade Ideas is mistake learning. So let me show you a couple of things that I've done. I've added some positions, okay? I added USAR at approximately $18. So I'm going to move this so you can see the stock and just, where is it? Come over here, USAR. Did I not put it in here? Have I not added it here? I know I did. All right, hold on. USAR. No, it's there. Oh, here it is. Cash. Oh my. It's down 6% today, but I picked it up right around here. And I think it was right on this day. So it's ran up to 31, pulled back, but precious metals, stocks unhinged, we're going to get right there, yeah. So Xerox. So notice I like numbers, 17. I'm going to talk about this number, and you're going to know why. So you guys probably know that I have a position of HYMC, okay? I actually have more in another account, but I'm long here, 10,000 shares at $4.13, and HYMC is at $53.75. Okay, so we're talking about 1,200% return on my investment. I want to explain to you how this has something to do with 17, how I play the game, a mindset that maybe you ought to consider when you're talking about exponential returns, but I want to make sure you see that the stuff I put here, so this is again, I'm blind, I just had it up here, USAR. I add all the positions that you see here, I put them in my Trade Ideas so that you guys can see what I'm doing and manage it in real time. So here's Xerox, okay? So you guys probably know by now how I trade a little bit. You may know a little bit how I trade. And I just want to explain that sometimes a lot of the things that I do are feel oriented. So people like to think through good trading, but as I've told you guys on these webinars, I think thinking is probably one of the worst things that you can do in trading. What you want to do instead is have a feel, and that feel has to do with what's called the flow state, and it's totally different from what most people think is the key to success in trading. The key to success in trading is not thinking through it, but it's having this feel, this natural, like you just do it and you get the result, and that's where you're at your peak performance. So let's discuss this. And by the way, I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying that this is what I feel. So do I think the market is efficient? Of course not, because as you can see, I'm up 1,200% in HYMC. I'm going to discuss how and why that happened. You're going to see something really cool. So be aware of that. But I like inefficiency. And what I mean by inefficiency is that I like being aware of things that most people forget. And most people forget what's going on with a company like Xerox, because instantly you hear the word Xerox and you see a printer. But what you guys don't know is that if you dig a little bit deeper, and I like to dig, and by digging, I mean like research things beyond what is fed to you in the standard sources. We're going to get into that. It's very important for this lesson. So let's take a look at this. Of course, Xerox has debt. Debt is an issue. I'm not saying anything about it. Okay. Earnings tomorrow before market open. Okay. As you can see, they've been beaten down 76% in 1 year. So at one point they were like at 10, and we're talking about $2.31. I own them right around here, $2.20. I like things like, I mean, I'll be honest. So like I would have been a buyer here, and I would have thought that it was turning around here, and I probably would have held it a little too long. I'm just being honest. But I didn't catch it here. Although this from 3 to 667 is 100% in a relatively, in 4 months. 4 months, 100%, that's really good. But it's been getting beaten down, beaten. Okay, what do I need as a catalyst for gigantic moves? So this is like ingredients. How do you find the perfect ingredient for a gigantic move? Well, here it is. This is your spice meter. It's 25% shorted. Okay, that means some hedges who do nothing but trade against you and I are wanting to bankrupt this company. I mean, that's what, when you're at this point, they want Xerox bankrupt. So Xerox has revenues of 6.6 billion and a positive earnings per share and a market cap of 297 million, because I think, again, we're missing something big, which is Xerox has huge labs and R&D, and I think they're getting into AI in a big way, and I think everyone's missed it. And there's tons of stuff that everybody misses. I'm going to talk about more about this, including HYMC and stuff like this. And here's the lesson that I want you to learn, which is if you are, and so once again, Xerox, you can see here it is. 17,000 shares. So I have it in Schwab, and I'm closing this part down. So because I think we're done with that part of the demonstration. And I want you guys to be aware that I'm just not bullshitting you. I'm taking these trades. So stocks and hinge, I'll discuss AMC and all this stuff, because AMC is actually related to HYMC and all that there. So unconventional thinking is the key to success in the stock market. You really need to listen to what I'm saying here and process this thought or this phrase deeply. Unconventional thinking is how you exceed the norm. When people give their money to other people, like in your 401k, if you have other people managing your money, you're on the communist route. You're on the bus. Everybody's going to the same stops. Everybody's stopping at the same time. You cannot make special returns by betting on the S&P. You're just doing what everyone's doing. When you give your money to somebody else to manage, they're getting paid to basically make you feel better. It's a weird form of therapy where you give all of your important decision making away to somebody else, and this person doesn't give a shit, really. They're getting paid to just process your, again, you are being processed. Trade ideas and myself and everyone else in our business is totally about something else. I want to be buying this at 2 and have it do exactly what HYMC did, be at 53. Why not? Again, think about this. If they were valued at just, let's just do some high level basic math. Okay, for entertainment purposes only, this is not investment advice. Take this debt of 4.75 billion and subtract it from the revenues, and you get something like 1 point something billion, 1.5 billion. Okay, they're positive earnings per share. Market cap, though, is 297 million. So what would you multiply 297 million to get 1.5? So that's 3. 3 times 5 is 15, which is 1.5. Okay. So you're talking about the price of here would be $10. That's how I roll. Okay. So do you see this basic math? That's the play I'm playing. And also what I'm looking at is, see, like we've been kind of stable for a little while, for 2 months. We're grinding. You know, love the picture-in-picture view. This is a big move. So again, there's a big bettor that's betting on bankruptcy. It's the only thing that I can imagine. It's the same shit. You know, I'm in this too right here. Same kind of thing. Okay. You got a big short seller, 9 billion in revenues. I mean, different game. 8 billion in debt, you know. And I just think that I love turnaround plays. I like rooting for the underdog. It's fun. So that's again, we're going to get into the trade ideas stuff and all that, but I'm just trying to showcase and share with you guys what it is that I'm doing so that you can see I put my money where my mouth is. Okay. So now I'm going to move a screen over here and I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to reiterate the unconventional thinking and why I think many of you are missing something huge. Okay. So this is the Trade Ideas AI. Okay, I'm just gonna make this a little bit bigger. Okay. I'm gonna do a switch the picture-in-picture view. So 5 minutes here, daily here. Okay. And you can see, by the way, I'm in JetBlue. 414. So you know, I'm doing what I'm telling you. But let's discuss this. And move this and put that here. Okay. So on 12/29, Trade Ideas AI, this is our premium product, gave a buy signal for BNAI at $2.25. Let me try to zoom into it really here so you can all sort of see it. I mean, the scale is very difficult to see the scale because of what is going on with the stock. But it was one of these moves. It was noted. This is the candle. I'm pretty sure right here. And remember, I said that the way that we do our analysis of trade ideas, what is our AI doing versus standard back testing and all the things that you were taught in back testing school? We are not looking at the last 100 years of data. That's retarded. What we do is every night we look at big moves. And we categorize these big moves like an FBI profiler. I've said this before. I've sang this song, but I really want you to listen very closely. There are new ways that algorithms start to pick things up. And what we do is we watch for them and we watch for these candles and this candle and this and this and this and this. Okay. And as a result, here you are in 2,507% gain in 1 month. This is our premium product. By the way, today is a day where there are things that happen that, and again, I want to really discuss this in a way that all of you can process it. So look, a bunch of things are fitting the profile, but not everything is working today. But that doesn't mean that it isn't going to work. And I want you to understand this again in terms of BNAI. If you had bought, okay, just $500 worth of it, which would have been 1,000 shares at $225, roughly speaking, okay? Or sorry, it doesn't matter. $500 worth of BNAI, you would be up over $20,000 in a month. Okay, that's what this is. And remember, while I'm not in BNAI, because again, the reason I don't catch every single one of our own AI trades is because I'm just doing so much testing and lots of different things. But I want to lead by example. I'm in a trade of 1,204%. We have done IBKR live trading, yes. 4SKM, are there issues with it, or you were just wondering? I believe we have. It's not something that I do the E-Trade version, and again, we're in the middle of a TradeStation rollout, so we're doing a lot of that stuff. But yes, we have tested it. Hey, Frito, nice. Love hearing, love seeing. Again, huge turnout today in this webinar. Love seeing it. But I just want to say that, do you guys understand that aside from the fact that we're showing you, so these are trades that our AI is doing, okay? And once again, I just want to show you what some of these incredible one looks like. Look, entry, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 days, you're up quite a bit of percent, but then a pullback right to the entry, and then boom, then another pullback, and then boom. This is what trading is about. It's the ability to profile. And one of the things that I really love here, I mean, this one never, once it hit, it never pulled back. What I really love about this stuff is that these things that we look at for you guys, notice the size. Like, the biggest percentage mover by just force and definition are always going to be the smaller stuff. Okay, 15 million float. The smaller the float, the bigger the short. There's a formula: smaller relative float, short interest, and volatility is a formula for explosive gains. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Top Sports. I really appreciate that. Okay, so back to what I'm saying here. Don't forget that if you are not like you can try these at 50 shares at a time, just to work with it. And if it this may start to go tomorrow. Look at the daily. Do you see what I'm saying? It went from 156 right here. The potential in these names is incredible. And I just want to make sure that you guys all know that if you are not really taking advantage of the AI, you're missing something so huge, because often people have this tendency to want to overcomplicate things. They want to have a difficult path to the huge exponential gains. But sometimes the counterintuitivity is that the path to exponential gains is not a difficult path. It is a simple path. And that's what most people believe. It's got to be hard. It's got to be really, really, really hard for me to make money. No. Making a ton of money is supposed to be fluid and easy. Oh man, I love it. And again, but really understand that part of this. So I've made this example to many people. If you do research, and I mean real research, not the bullshit about reading technical analysis. I've said, do you know, guys, listen to me carefully. I'm about to say something very important. The best indicator is not any of this. Although some of this is good, it's okay. These purple lines or even the trade wave, those are not the best indicators. The best indicators is right here. Do you know what I'm pointing to? Can somebody please tell me, what am I pointing to as the best indicator? What is this? What is the best indicator for momentum trading? I want someone to be able to tell me what I'm pointing at. No. What is this part of the body? Yes, your eyes. Your eyes are the best indicator for momentum and technical analysis. You have to train your eyes to see and connect your eyes to your gut. This is the stuff that, do you notice, I try not to have opinions like, oh, the market going to go up today? Is the market going to go down today? That's irrelevant. Frida, your eyes is the gateway to exponential gains. Your eyes. So when I look at, for example, Xerox, where are you, Xerox? Here you are. Okay. So when I look at Xerox, my eyes say, hey, Dan. I mean, I'm talking to you. Exactly what my eyes say. What if we catch this one? That could be really good for the family. I'm all about the family because I have 3 relatively young children. I mean, by relative, I mean my, 16, 13, and 16, 14, 12, roughly speaking. And I am all about showing them that their daddy can do something special. And not in a bragging way, not in a monetary way, but I mean, not showing them the money, but like, Dad, how come we're doing all this cool stuff? Because I want you to be able to see it. And by the way, I don't know if you guys saw this. My son, who's 14, he trades. I taught him how to trade. He's already, and we did a video on it. He's already made a trade where he made like 600% in one day. He turned $800 into $4,200 in one day as a 14-year-old. And he said to me, Dad, why am I going to school? And I said, yes, son. Very, very, very good question. Yeah. So my son at 14 already knows how to get in, get out. He uses trade ideas himself. He has an E-Trade account, and he's a quarterback, so he has really good instincts. I mean, you guys probably got the email with that video. We did a whole video on it. It was a really cool thing to see because, I was just watching him. He had a day off from school, came in, popped in a trade from the Momentum channel, the Explosive Winners, and caught one that just exploded. So, yeah. All right. We are going to jump into some of the things that I wanted to kind of high level share with you. Number one, the news is totally fixed. I believe, I really hope I get the right version here. I don't always know if I do or don't. But let me see, Tesla. I know it's been a long time coming, but we are in the last phases of the test. So let's see. Yeah, I believe this is the new. I believe this is part of the new. Let me move this over so you guys can see it. But the real thing I'm trying to tell you is we have totally upgraded our news. Totally. Let's look at, for example, Xerox. And go. So here, rise sharply in early trading sessions. One of the top gains, the company shares have moved, blah, blah, blah. Our old news sucked, and we totally redid it from scratch. Okay. So you can now kind of get an idea that, and we're going to pop it out of this window too. We're redoing we're really in the middle of a complete redo. Frito, the money machine is, I'm going to go through it, but again, we haven't done anything new with it. We haven't added, we have not started taking money for the money machine that is going to be trading live. And no, don't worry. I mean, there's no problem here. We are completely, as I mentioned before, we completely redid our server technology for this. Whenever you're redoing server stuff, it always takes longer. But I'm sharing that the news is now better. That's part of what we've been testing. So there's better news. There is a whole new execution panel. It's not in this version, unfortunately. But what I am going to show is I'm going to go to MM2 here. Okay. And I'm going to show you, this is the new money machine. There's lots of cool stuff here just for you guys to be aware of. And let me just highlight it. Number one, you can add manual positions. So if you're trading and you see something and it's not in the money machine will take it over. Let's see here. Okay, we're in the process right now of basically moving the channel bar, which is explosive winners, AI, and the way we have it, right into the money machine so that you can go and say, hey, I want to trade the explosive winners, or I want to trade the metals or the crypto or whatever. And obviously you can do your own custom, collaborate, do whatever you want. But notice here, you can say use alerts for entries. So you can not just have races or tree maps, you can create your own strategy. I'm going to dive into that a little bit. You can create your own strategy and use that. And now, for example, if you come in the morning, okay, see, like I have a start time. I can say, for example, 10 a.m. Oops. So here, I'm going to turn the money machine on at 6:45 a.m. When I hit start, I can come in half hour before the market opens, turn it on, and it will turn on whenever you want, which is here, and it will stop adding trades here. Okay, we've got things in place so that, for example, if you're trading small stocks, okay, it has to have a minimum stop. So, for example, like if I'm trading things that are $1, right? You can't trade things that are $1.15, and these are like, for example, that BNAI, okay, that we talked about, that's now up 2,500%. The entry signal was at 225. 225 stocks that are volatile are going to be moving in 10% increments. So while in most stuff I want to have 3, okay, to 5%, it's kind of like this. But here, I'm just saying that I want there to be at least 15 cents movement so that I am not just getting completely jigged out. Okay. So these are all settings that, again, most of these are good defaults, and we're going to have sort of like, yeah, Ozzy, thank you. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So we're kind of taking the skiing approach, the mountain approach. You know, there's greens, blues, and blacks, right? The greens are kind of like more of the less volatile names. The blues, you have a little bit of both. And the blacks are things like BNAI. So there's profiles, and depending on which one you want, all of these will adjust for that automatically. Okay. This thing is key, evaluation time. Okay. So this allows you to have the money machine kind of work. I'm going to turn this on to 10 minutes. And it needs a minimum gain, just 0.01%, and minimum gain of, let's call it 20 bucks. Oops. Otherwise, I want to do something with it, okay? And I don't want to just jump right back into something. So I want to have 15 minutes re-entry timeout. So if I get out of something, don't trade it for another 15 minutes. An exit prompt timeout. So this is 90 seconds. You're going to see, I'm going to hit save profile, and I'm going to go to MM2, which is where I'm at, hit save profile. Since you're going to be created, okay. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out of all this, flatten, keep this guy, and I'm going to hit play. Notice again, we've adjusted the user interface so that it's a little bit more user friendly. Okay. And it tells you I'm running the upside pullback pickup. So you can imagine here that something had, let me put this 5 minutes. Oh, oops, I'm on the wrong side. So you can imagine that this thing is ran up, did this, came up, and it pulled back, and this is what an upside pullback pickup looks like. Okay, it's not always the same. Some of them, again, in some cases here, like look at this. Does this not look to you? So this is obviously a 2x ETF, and you will be able to easily exclude them. I didn't in this particular case. But this is kind of like my eyes say, hey, Dan, this is kind of like that Xerox trade that you did, okay? And here, all the risk is staying. So the money machine will allow you to now, use alerts for entries, auto trade, you do lots of different things that you weren't able to do before. And let's talk about that real quick so that we can see, well, what does Dan mean by auto trading and getting in? So let's look at this thing, CNTX, okay, Context Therapeutics. This is not a great one, but I'm just saying, in terms of volatility, this is what we hunt. We hunt this, and I did not catch it, by the way. Okay, so let's look at something else. Okay, Alta. So this is interesting. Again, ran up, pulled back, made a higher high, pulled back, all stable. So let's go here. Okay. And let's just buy 300 shares and hit, this is MM2. And I'll give you an example of, in theory, once I add this, okay, the money machine will take it over, at least in theory. So let's look at this. And I don't know if there's a timer on when it really starts to do it, but let's take a look here. Yep, it did it. So see, like now the stops are in and all the rules are in, and by the way, you can interact with it. So like even though this is like this, right? I can kind of say, oh, I don't need to. Yeah, I can make my stop much tighter. Okay. The whole idea is that we are trying to create the Tesla Wemo type of self-driving momentum trading vehicle. And notice here, I have different, systems going on. By the way, this trade, NAMM, as you know, was in the AI, and it was just recent. It was on the 21st. I'll just bring this in. And let me. So here, from 121, so that is 7 days ago, we did a long entry at 115. Notice again, this is not rocket science. Okay. We are just spotting these moves in real time and we study them. And sometimes the profile changes of what exponential moves look like, but we never miss it because our AI, and I've said this in other meetings and I've got good, funny responses from it. Our AI is not designed to write your kid's 8th grade book report. Our AI is designed to spot what do gigantic moves look like. We don't have any opinions on the fundamentals or earnings analysis. All that stuff is just bullshit. We look at the data and we're like, okay, NAMM, Namib Minerals, had a specific profile that like, what is the move from when? Notice all this volume as it was getting kind of like, as it was getting annihilated. You have this right here. See your Richter scale? Like this was a big move from here, getting destroyed, getting destroyed, getting destroyed, 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 destroyed. But then when you go from this to this, RAI is like, hello, something is up. And boom, we just let you know. And by this point, from like 93 cents to 115, I mean, it was already up 30%. But the result is 300% later, you're right here. So I'm just making sure you know that if you are not watching this AI, you're just missing so much. It would be really, really worth your while. And here we are in the money machine. Notice again, it's impossible for me to predict what's going to happen. And today, if you look at the spot down 0.74, the industrials down 16, and the Q's up. I mean, it would not be easy to do a 1, 2, 3, 4 profitable trades starting at 9 a.m. Pacific time or noon Eastern and be winning. But we are. And here's how we're doing it. And again, I'm going to show you something else that's going to, look, you got the evil percentages, you guys. Do your eyes catch this? Mine always do. So, Ritman asked a question, can we set an alert on the AI history tab? Well, one of the things you can, first of all, great question. And I'm going to show you something of how our next generation alerting is coming. And I don't mean the streaming alerts, they're kind of staying similar, but I'm going to explain what you can do. Okay. And I'm going to bring this in right here. So this is the AI history. And these, by the way, are AI signals that are moving right now. So you can see it. But let's go and change this from the close. Like some of my best stuff that I really like, okay, is let's look at, well, JetBlue is a perfect example. I'll be honest. And I'll explain why, even though I'm in it and we're already in it. Now, I'll find another. Hold on. Let's go to, come on. Because I'm going to get in it with you guys. Okay. Maybe this one. This is a good one. Okay. So look, by the way, just so you know, so there, Steve, we have a signal right here. Just so that everyone process this. Signal right here. Gap down the next day, but you're out at 3%, so you'd be out of it and probably miss it. And then, of course, huge gap up, which gave you almost 100%. I mean, this is, you're talking about big wave Makaha kind of writing. Okay. Then it's pulled all the way back to here. But then Ripman says, can we set an alert on the AI history tab? So I'm doing that right now. Let me show you how I do it. So I can come right here and I can right click and I can say, create a price alert. And I can even say 9-1. So this is me doing it. I'm going along and I'm saying this historical AI trade, big potential in the lead game. Okay, and you can actually even set it to expire. Like, so let me give you an example. So here, I want to say, I'm going to do this for a month. So the idea is here, if it doesn't do this by 2/21, I'm out. Like, it just doesn't do anything. So I'm going to hit save. Okay, by the way, see this alert right here? Okay, JetBlue. Tighten stop by 15%, exit position, do nothing. So this type of an alert is going to be all over, persistently all over through the system. Okay. EXTR 28. I'm going to tighten stop by 50%, and then I'm going to hit save on this. And now, boom, here's my alert from historical trades. Do nothing. So you can do all of this, but we will be able to automate it for you. We're going to definitely do that group chat money machine thing that you're talking about. The only reason why we haven't done it yet is that we haven't released the version with all this functionality, but we've been talking about that internally ourselves, and I agree with you. Yeah, there's definitely going to be a focused momentum money machine this quarter. Okay, so let's move this away. And once again, notice what I'm looking at for those of you that don't know, right? The market is just kind of just trying to pivot positively here a little bit, okay? So 5x volume, Happy City Holdings, look at this. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that I've always liked. So I'm going to show you once again. I'm going to buy 500 shares. And this is a type of trade that, because of this, I would probably, I'm going to, number one, watch what I'm doing. So now it's the stocks I like. Okay. This is my money machine test, but then I'm coming over here and I'm saying, whoops. Set an alert. So kind of the same process. It's already there long. My note is this thing got beaten up and And good to go. Save. So what I'm teaching you guys here is really a simple process. Okay. It is a simple process that I use to navigate all this stuff. So one of the things that is so powerful in terms of the money machine and sim mode. So this is simulated, and money machine 2 is an account I have that's in sim mode, is that this is how you dip your toes in the water. Okay. Your water toe dipping. And what's happening here is that I can then see, EXTR, I've been in this trade and kind of positive for a while, and look at what this thing is doing. Guys, does this not remind you of the discussion I've been having with you in terms of Xerox, right? Edwin, let's it takes time to master it, and Oz has been working on this quite a bit. It's a skill set. You're again, you're kind of like at the golf course, right? And you're saying, hey guys, I'm hitting a lot of slices. You got to work on your technique. We can help you do that. But what I want to say is this: the functionality that we're bringing to the table in this version is going to be able to do a lot more for you than what you currently have, which is really an alpha version. And it does take time, but communicate with us. We will help you 100%. And as I said, he spends hours tweaking strategies. Most people do, because if it was just so easy to, turn it on and say, all right, make me money, then everybody would be doing it. So, Michael, right now, the way the trade wave works, anything is, any time frame is possible, but the trade wave that we have built in, Xerox kids, hold on. What's going on? Yeah. Why do I always show you guys the stuff that works and you see it for real? So Edwin, yeah, so check this out. Do not even fret about profitable or not profitable. What you're doing is you are not even playing, you're in the range. Like, are you slicing? Are you hooking? Are you connecting? That's what you should be thinking about. There is no profitability yet, because what I'm showing you, we're about to release it, but I'm hoping that this final version that I'm having here that has all this stuff is going to be out by the end of the week. And then we can really start dialing in your strategies and all this stuff. Right now, think of it more like you are just testing. And what I'm saying is that the thing that you need to focus on is not, hey, this thing got me in and made me money. It's like, oh, look at this, EXTR. I got into the money machine, alerted you to EXTR. This sim trading is a different form of alerting because it's tied to money. So you can see, like, oh, this thing's been working. This thing is working. Look at what they're doing. They're all kind of these, okay, I see what's going on here, And Dan was talking about how he likes to find these types of plays, and here you go. Xerox went to 245. And remember, I'm telling you, we are so close to this release that has so much more innovation that Oz is going to go crazy. Like right now, you guys are still on version 1, but there's so much more coming. Abhishek, which cloud link, my friend, for specifically work? Because I have a ton of stuff that I've been showing you. So this upside pullback pickup. I'm going to stop this real quick. Okay. And I'm going to show you guys something. So first of all, upside pullback pickup. Copy, collaborate. Okay, so here it is. I copied it, I think. I'm going to go to new, alert window. upside pullback pickup. So this doesn't even have specifically an alert trigger because this is kind of going off a broader list, but I'm going to show you what you can do. So search. So this right here, by the way, is one of my favorite alerts. It had a lot, I mean, I had a lot to do in designing it. So I'm going to give this to you guys. Okay, roller. Let's take a look at what that looks like. So you can see, by the way, this is when this alert happened. Okay, so I'm going to right click and I'm going to go to configure. And you don't need to have all the columns in here. That's just, I mean, it's too much. Get rid of that. Get rid of this. We don't need Bollingers. Hit OK. Okay, so here you have the position and range. Turn this to symbol plus. And right click, save and share to the cloud. And boom. You want the good entry signal. Everybody wants the good entry signal. So first of all, make sure everyone can load this cloud link. I'm going to close this up. And I'm going to give you good entry signal. Right click. Save and share to the cloud. Save and share. Copy all. Paste. Boom. And I'll give you this super pickup. This is tons of good stuff in here. And very soon, awesome, when we upgrade, this might be too much for you. Remember, you have friends and family. I don't want you to be stuck at the computer, you know, for days and days and days and days. Okay, guys, so we are kind of approaching the tail end of the hour. First of all, let me ask you, better with the face or without the face? For future, I'm just curious because, you know, this is the first time I did it. Okay, oh, by the way, one of the biggest things that has helped me, okay, face is going to stay on. Thanks, guys. Okay, perfect. Love it. More background, fun. You're going to have a face, all good. Yeah. Okay. I listen. I listen. Thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna, I'm gonna talk to my wife and be like, honey, today I showed my face on the live stream and everybody liked it. What about you? See what she says. Okay. No, this is very, very, very good feedback. Frito Lay's, I love that. Retired at 41. Frito, you're doing better than me. Come on. All right. So listen, guys. Listen to me. This is the last bit of the thing, and it's a little bit of fun. So, and I'm gonna give you guys a disclaimer. I'm not telling you to do. Yeah, Pepe, we're working on it. 100%. It's just that it's one of these things. And by the way, you know, when I speak to Pepe, I know that Pepe understands our technology probably better than I understand it. But we're doing a lot of server redo, and we've been moving our stuff out of AWS into a different cloud environment. So all this stuff is happening in parallel, and that's why things have been taking a little bit longer than we would like. Once we fully move out of AWS, which is basically just premium bullshit but doesn't do anything good, we're going to have a lot more flexibility, and TradeWave alerts are going to come in there. We know you guys want that. We want that. It's 100% on the menu. And I'm going to talk about it today. I'm going to say, hey, everybody was really wanting this. And it's a great one to do. No, Pepe. I mean, I know everyone wants it. I know it myself. And what I'm going to say real quick. So, okay, we're going to go a little bit longer, but I'm just going to go. You guys know that we have something. Okay. Where the hell is this? So this is called the Market Explorer window, strategy, TradeWave. We have the 5-minute or the daily, and there's going to be a lot more time frames. And this isn't the best utilization of this tech. This was kind of like our first dry run. So here, like for example, and I don't have TradeWave on, but I'll turn it on. So this is 5 minutes, but you can see that DOCN, this is the signal that we're talking about right here. So we have some of this, but we're going to turn it into a much more live system as you guys are talking. And I hear you. You don't even have to tell me again. You can always just say, hey, update TradeWave. I will let you know it's happening. Okay. So, but I do want you to know that you have some of it. Okay. And see, like it updates every 5 minutes here. You know, like so here, SLG. Like this was the trigger. I mean, it's still right there. There is something that's going to happen. All right. So I'm going to leave you guys with, remember we talked a little bit about something. I was showcasing, where's my H1s? That here I am, leading by example, not like as good as BNAI, which is up like over 2,000%, but I do have a 1,171% gainer. How did I get it? And I will say it is connected to 2021 and AMC and everything else, but your favorite fintech CEO by far is a conspiracy theorist. Okay. What does that mean? Well, you know, number one, I'm not telling you guys that everything I do is perfect or it works. I make lots of mistakes, but I correct those mistakes quickly and I pivot. But I am a huge conspiracy theorist. Huge. If it's on mainstream, I don't believe it. Ripman, yes. Yes. Or I'm going to kick some fucking ass. I mean, I've been saying this for like 3 weeks already, and we go, the server broke. Yes. Okay, so back to conspiracy theory. And I'm not telling you to be one. I'm just saying that this happens to be a part of who I am and what I enjoy. I enjoy thinking outside the box. And if we were taught it in school, and if the mainstream media talks about it, I don't believe it. That's just me, and I'm not telling you to do it, but I'm just sharing it with you. Which is why I notice, okay, that let me pivot here real quick. You do know 100% that while Trade Ideas got you into BNAI and you're up, 2,700%. You never heard about it on CNBC, MSNBC, Wall Street Journal. Do you guys do agree that you have not really been hearing anything about brand engagement networks, BNAI, on standard narrative channels? And that simple thing right there, that simple thing tells you a lot about data and how to process information. So HYMC, I'm long at 413. Why? Well, let me show you something. Gold standard coming back. Look at the date. 2019. So this is 2 years before the GameStop thing. So I'm just trying to get you guys to understand that I think and process information differently. Gold standard coming back. And I'm not telling you, by the way, where this information comes from because it would be over the head of most people. But I do process information differently. Gold standard coming back. Do we have the gold? Yes. Gold shall destroy the Fed. Okay. Then 2021 happens. AMC gets into, I was very into the whole, I definitely believe personally in naked shorting. I know that they do it, and it was, the gamers figured it out, the gamers figured it out. When you show that you're short 150% of the float, that means the system's messed up. Everything that can be rigged is rigged. Pepe, 100%. But I'm just sharing that I use conspiracy theory, and then I was like, well, like when AMC bought HYMC, I looked at this thread from Q, which I've been following since 2017. And I'm like, well, this reminds me of some stuff that I've been following. And this is not about quick returns, but the potential. And then all of a sudden, boom. So conspiracy and thinking outside the box can lead you to exponential gains. Okay. And that's my closing act for today, is that if you want to really succeed in the stock market, you ought to completely think outside the box. That's what my whole management team does. That's how we come up with ideas. That's how we came up with the money machine. We know how we momentum trade, and we're like, you know what? If we can empower people to automatically be able to do a lot of the stuff that we have just taught ourselves to do actively and through incredible amounts of repetition, well, then we are going to really give somebody a product that they're going to want to use, benefit from, and it will help everybody change the game. So guys, lots of love. Thank you. This is one of our biggest attended live streams. I'm glad that I decided to showcase who I am. I'm going to do more of that from this point on. And listen, exponential returns come from thinking outside the box and taking calculated risk. That's the key. That's what we're talking about. Watch your emails for the updates for the new money machine. And listen, you guys, if you're not premium, you are missing the BNAI calls. And the fact that this is what I'm trying to say, each one of these today has that potential. Each and every single one of these today has that potential. It's just managing your risk, nothing more. Try 50 trades, 50 shares, test. That's all you need. All right, everyone. Love you all. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day and your week, and I will see you next Wednesday with the update. Hold on. So what do you guys need my help with? Hold on. And just when I thought I was leaving. TRIX. Is that a stock? No, that's a stock. Huh. Yeah, what's the so guys, whatever you're seeing, instead of asking me, just shoot an email to info@trade-ideas.com. We'll for sure take a look. TIRX. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. Oh, here we go. Okay, yeah. Shoot an email and we will walk you through anything that you need. All right, you guys have to run. Talk to you soon. Thank you, and we will see you next Wednesday. Take care. Hold on, go to 5 minutes. So what's up on the 5 minutes? Yeah. All right, you guys. All good. Talk to you soon. Take care.